Hello, my name is Zhang Xu. I'm here to make a brief introduction about my proposal. And title is What Influences Mainland Chinese Students' Course Engagement in HK Colleagues. It's a case study of math taught postgraduates at HKU, and my supervisor is Dr. Carlos Soto. And then that is my outlines for this proposal. The first part is introduction, the second part is literature review, and the third part is methodology. Introduction, and in the introduction part, I will introduce the research purpose, research questions, and backgrounds. Mm, And in this background part, I will elaborate why I want to research this question. And the first part is about students' course engagement. As we know, students learning is an activity that students should take initiative and totally engaged in what they have learned, totally engaged in the courses. But current studies have shown that the students' course engagement and often ignored by students and teachers. And this has been, for example, and also study shows up to 97.5 students have experienced recessive absence of classes. Obviously, it has become a constraint for the effective teaching and learning activities. And the second factor is the mainland Chinese in Hong Kong. Um, Recent years, due to a lot of attractions, for example, the, the international reputation of Hong Kong of the universities in Hong Kong, and also the some educational policies attract many mainland Chinese students to study, choose their further education in Hong Kong, and so. Um, uh, but studies also show that just like many cross-border students in other countries, other places, the mainland Chinese students in Hong Kong also suffer in adaptations. For example, the identities, the culture, or the languages, and also the relative. However, the relative researches pay less attention on this kind of issues. For example, researchers about course engagement only mainly focus on the primary and secondary school, and the researchers about the cross border learners also focus on the mainly conducted in a micro perspective. For example, they care their attentions about their rhythms of mobility and their cultural adaptation, and also human resources, but less attention on the cross-border students' course engagement in the classes. So, for this research purpose, is designed to provide a deep understanding about students' course engagement experience and also try to explore the influential factors concerning their course engagement. And with the hope that this can assist both the mainland Chinese students and also the professors to optimize their teaching learning strategies, and also hope it can serve as a supplementary material in higher education fields and cross-border context, especially in Hong Kong. So the research questions for this study is the general question is what affects Chinese students' course engagement in Hong Kong colleges, and the sub question is what are experience of the Chinese students' course engagement in HKU, and What are the influential factors of their course engagement in HKU? It's about literature of the this literature review part. So the first part is about definition about student course engagement. After reading about the literatures, I found that the definition of students' course engagement may vary from different researchers, but they all have mentioned some similar or common features of highly engagement course engagement. For example, the Austin thinks that the highly course engagement can be estimated by their physical and psychological energy. And also, Berkeley shows that the motivation and active learning maybe can serve as an important element of highly course engagement. And he's also saying that students should match if whether the students should match in initiative in learning and whether they try to make sense of what has been taught in the classes. Also, can contribute to their course engagement. And Black, as for the Black, he thinks that the highly course engagement has a high level of course engagement should be involved in a meaningful way. The students should be involved in a meaningful way with subject matter. So however, in this research, we adopt the definition of Austin and thinks that the student's course engagement refers to the amount of physical and psychological energy that a student devotes to the academic experience. And the second part is about factors that influence students' course engagement. After read about literatures, mainly focused on several factors. For example, the first one, students' factors. As a subject of learning, student factors are very important for their students' traits are very important for their course engagement. Researchers focus on, for example, the previous learning experience, the attitude towards subjects, and their communication apprehension, as well as interpersonal relationship with their classmates. Take the first one as example. The previous learning experience can combine what they have learned in class with their life, and also they can help to create a positive learning experience. The third factor is teacher factors. There are many evidence show that teaching techniques and the emotional behavior in teaching process will contribute to the level of students' course engagement. For example, the teachers how to choose the topic and how to organize activities, and how to respond to students' answers. And this all will have influence. The third part is about classroom factors. The classroom is also is as a kind of external factors, but the scholars also focus on these external factors. For example, the type of courses, timing, policies, class size, seating, arrangement. For example, the class size studies show that if the class have many large number of students, then each individual will receive less attention or less care of teachers, and which means that they have less opportunity to communicate with the teacher. And as for the seating arrangement, studies show that the open seating arrangement, for example, the U shape, will often reported to beneficial to the students' course engagement. And the last factor is about, and apart from above factors, studies also scholars also focus on the gender, race, classes, culture, and culture and language. So this all has a different influence of course engagement. The third part is about cross-border students' mobility between mainland China and the HKU. As for this part of literature, and we found that students recent years there has been a great rise on scales of this cross-border students between mainland China and HKU, but the studies mainly focus also just we above mentioned above studies all mainly focus on the micro perspective, for example, the reasons of mobility, human resources, and the in adaptation, um, and also among which in adaptation is the hottest topic, and it is reported that found that students, these cross-border students, also suffer many problems. For example, the linguistic, academic, culture in adaptation in the Hong Kong colleges. The last part is about methodology. In this research, I adopt the approach of qualitative case study. Qualitative case study, as we know, is often rich and deep and texts based in terms of data, and they always try to describe the real life context and try to try to explore the inner world of human beings and provide a deep understanding or indeed a deep interpretation of particular issue or people. So this very match to this to the purpose of my of this study. Um, since my purpose is to provide understanding about students' course engagement experience. So this kind of approach can allow me to go into the participants and to explore the influential factors about their course engagement. So it's a good choice for this study. As for the settings, um, it's have a brief introduction about the Master of Education taught postgraduate program. Often it is conducted mainly by it is learning model. The learn study model is by the coursework, and also students are required to complete the taught course and the dissertation or project. Um, and study time is often at weekdays nights from 6 p.m. Or from or 6:30 p.m. and it's last about 2.5 hours or 3 hours per person. And a third part is the participation. In this research, I choose the purposive sampling method and choose 8 participants, 4 female students, and 4 male students, and they are all 1 year full-time mainland taught postgraduates, different specialism of med program in HKU, and some of them have working experience, but some of them just go into the HKU directly after they finish their bachelor degree. And the last part is about the data collection and analysis. As we mentioned above, this research adopts the seminar structure and in-depth individual interviews, and it is conducted in the middle of the interview will be conducted at the middle of semester when students when they have more understanding about the classes, teachers, students here. And also at the very beginning, the concerned firms will be distributed to these participants to make sure they know the research purpose. And as for the confidentiality, confidentiality. I will allocate corresponding numbers to their names to uh, during this interview. And also, as for the language, Chinese, that is the mother tongue of participants, will be used to uh, minimize the information deviation. And also, during the interview, the dialogue will be recorded by typing and notes at the same time under their permission. Um, Transcribed into English, and at last, all these materials will be transcribed into English and coded into certain themes. Careful analysis will be done according to the coding. The last slide is about my interview questions. Um, the interview questions will be mainly divided into the four parts. For the four parts just students, students' factories, personal, professional traits, classroom traits, and also other factors. And take the first one as an example. Can you give me a brief introduction about education background or working experience? This is designed to explore whether their course engagements have relationship with their learning experience. Yeah, there's something like that. That's all. Thank you. That's all. My that's all my presentations.